Happy Friday, brothers and sisters. It's Friday, April the 10th. It is a holiday, Good Friday, under the collective bargaining agreement. I came into the office today because I had a video conference with about 40 other folks today, and the main topic of discussion was construction safety. There was a University of Texas report that came out earlier this week that talked about the continued construction, how it could possibly affect the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Both Mayor Adler and Judge Eckhart, our county judge, were on that call. I think later on in the week, next week, we will see some further guidelines to help keep us safe as construction workers and help our contractors to give them some guidelines on keeping everybody safe. Had a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. Got something I want to read to you here that I read earlier in the week. And it says, during these trying times created by the COVID-19 virus, it struck me just how important the construction industry is, and specifically the craft workers that build our structures. It is not a coincidence that those that make up the construction industry are considered essential, along with first responders, healthcare workers, and grocery store employees, among others. The people that fill these critical positions are the foundation of our society. If you aren't sure of that, just imagine the chaos that would reign without them. Too often, the construction craft worker is taken for granted by those that use, occupy, and benefit the buildings and structures they construct. Imagine a society without the construction craft worker. Imagine a society without highways, office buildings, hospitals, chemical plants, schools, churches, arenas, and shopping centers. Without the craft professional, complex structures such as these would not exist. Take a bow on Mr. and Miss Electrician, Plumber, Welder, Millwright, Rebar Rod Buster, Concrete Finisher, Carpenter, Sheetrocker, Roofer, Painter, Landscaper, Tile Setter, Acoustical Ceiling Installer, Fireproofer, Glazier, HVAC Technician, Sheet Metal Craftsperson, Steel Erector, Cabinet Maker, Heavy Equipment Operator, and many more. You are the rocks of our society. You are the professionals that build America. We are proud to call you our neighbor. You are essential. Thank you. And the credit for writing this goes to Chuck Vermillion out of Houston. I want to say that I am thankful and proud to be tied to an essential function of our society. I'm proud to have a job right now. You know, you look around, look on the news, there's a whole lot of folks out there that are affected by this and have lost their jobs. We've had some folks laid off within our organization, our membership, but as of today, the vast majority of our memberships are still out there working. I just want to say that I'm proud to be part of this organization, proud to be counted as an essential worker, and even though I'm a labor leader and not out there installing piping systems every day, I take pride in the fact that I represent you that install those piping systems. And I take pride that I have the skills, if I needed to go out there and install those piping systems as well, although I probably wouldn't be as efficient as I once was. I want to talk to you about something that's a little bit uncomfortable. There's a lot of money flowing around out there for the unemployed folks. There's grants from the federal government to shore up unemployment insurance. There's, you hear stories and it changes all the time and all the factors and all the, who can get what. But I wanted to get a message to you that if you've got a job and then you need to go to work, you don't need to be tempted by all the money out there for the unemployed folks. We are contractually bound under collective bargaining agreement to provide skilled qualified labor to our contractor partners. Our contractor partners are contractually bound to install piping systems to the general contractors and the owners of these buildings. It's completely human to have the temptation to want to ask for a layoff. But if your sole reason for wanting a layoff is you're trying to get some of these extra funds that are out there, then that's not a good reason, folks. That money's intended for those folks that are genuinely have been affected and laid off. And we do have some of those members, and I'm glad those funds are out there for those members. But those funds are not for the healthy folks that have a job that, you know, are tempted to go chase that. But it's we just cannot do that at this time. We have to continue manning these jobs while these jobs are available. And I want to talk about what's on the backside of this. Nobody knows what's on the backside of this. Generally, construction is one of the last ones to feel a recession. You know, there's a whole lot of planning and a whole lot of money on the front end before these construction jobs ever start, that before we set foot on them to install the piping systems that we do. On the backside of a recession, because we're the last ones affected during a recession, because the money's already been let, the plans have been made, the preparations have been done. Most of the time after a recession, construction is one of the last ones to catch back up. You know, the rest of society has gone back to work. You know, the money's flowing again, but it takes a while for that money and those preparations and everything to be put into place for another construction job to start. So a couple of different things to think about is we need to be working while we still can. Now, I hope that this recession, you know, turns around as fast as it was turned on us. You know, none of us in our lifetime have ever seen anything happen this fast. But, you know, as I told you before, I'm blessed to have a job right now. I feel that those of you that have a job should share that blessing and go to work, because there's several things that can happen. If you're unemployed right now, then you know you still have health insurance, hopefully, because you had some time in your IRA bank. But while you're unemployed, there's nobody's paying into your fringes for your health insurance. Once that IRA bank runs out, then you go on COBRA, and the current COBRA rate is $1,076 a month for coverage, and that affects, you know, that's coming out of your pocket. So if you're able to work right now, you need to be working and maintaining that IRA bank, because nobody knows what's going to happen on the backside of this. And I didn't want this message to be gloom and doom. I want it to be, you know, that we're prideful, skilled labor, and should have pride that we're out there working right now. But I wanted to also talk to you about the message of we need to be working when work is available, because nobody knows what's going to happen on the backside of this deal. What's the underlying message to everything? I already said it. Be safe, but go out there and go to work when the work is available. Because nobody knows what the backside of this is going to look like, and who knows what normal is after this, and what the new normal will be. On a final note, this virus is real. We had our first confirmed case of a local 286 member, a 31-year-old brother, and I've been in contact with him this week. He does have mild pneumonia, but he's at home and appears to be getting better. But it is real, folks. And we knew it was, but it has touched the lives of one of our members directly. With that being said, follow the guidelines of your job sites for working safe, and the guidelines of your government for avoiding any non-essential activities. You know, me myself, I'm coming up here and going to work, trying to help the membership, and I'm going home because I'm the one leaving the household. I'm the one going to the grocery store. My family's pretty much been shut in for the last several weeks. On another note, it's Easter weekend. It's generally a time for families to come together, for folks to congregate and worship. You're going to have to think outside the box for this Easter weekend, folks. You get on the phone, use the many different video platforms, visit with your family, worship through an online platform, but please don't congregate in large groups. Myself and the local and the local 286 officers wish you a wonderful weekend, and please be safe. Thank you.